Ladies and gentlemen, we are fascinated by chess AI. Specifically, chess AI that is tremendously better than us, like Stockfish, like Leela, like Torch, and chess AI that is tremendously stupid, like MartinBot. Or, in today's video, MartinBot versus OscarBot. You see, it's currently November 2023, so Chess.com and Duolingo are doing a little bit of a partnership, and so there is a bot on Chess.com who's rated 200, and his name is Oscar. And Oscar is an arrogant prick. Oscar talks trash the entire game despite being rated 200. Martin, on the other hand, is rated 250, loses to absolutely every human and animal probably on the planet, but is a very nice and respectful gentleman. And today I paired them. And all I'm going to tell you is that the game was 158 moves. What happens when two of the worst chess bots on the planet play against each other? Let's find out. Oh, and if you're watching this, it's probably November 11th, and Gotham merch drop just happened. I'm wearing one. I love this one. This one's really cool. You gotta get an order in the next 48 hours. We're closing the store on Monday. We want to get all the orders in, and then we want to make preparations for the holiday season so it can get to you by late November or Christmas. All right, so get those orders in if you like it, or if you want to buy it as a present for somebody. Here we go. MartinBot versus OscarBot, the Olympic Games of Degeneracy. Martin begins with E3, C5, and I will be keeping you. I will keep you in the loop of some of the things that Oscar says during this game. Okay, so Queen H5, very powerful move here by the 250 ELO rated MartinBot. H6, powerful response from Oscar. Martin now follows that up with the devastating A4, playing on all three sides of the board, on the king side, on the queen side. Instead of playing for Scholar's Mate, now Knight C6 is played, and in this position, I was expecting a lot of things from Martin. I was expecting a king move. I was expecting to follow up on his earlier plan of like threatening mate, Knight F3. No, content begins on move number 4 in this game, because here Martin plays queen takes F7. Why did he play queen takes F7? I was actually very upset that he played that move, because he forces Oscar to play a good move. Oscar is an idiot. Now Oscar's going to justify, his trash talking the whole time, the whole game. At this point, Oscar's saying things like, did you know that I have a weekly dinner with some of the best chess players in the world? Magnus Carlsen, Fabiano Caruana Hikaru. It's not a big deal. It's not. They programmed Oscar to be so insufferable. So insufferable. I feel bad for every Oscar and Martin on the planet. And now Martin just proceeds as if nothing happened. I was really upset that he played that move, because I thought, well, now Oscar's just going to play really well. Oscar's taking the center. Look at that. And then I remembered these bots are rated 200. So it's going to be a really stupid game. Like, it's just going to be stupidity nonstop. B3, powerful move. Very powerful. Not developing the knight. Not developing the bishop. D6. Solid move from Oscar. Getting some development, maybe. Knight, bishop. We got to get all those pieces out. Bishop B2. Oh, look at Martin developing a piece. That's the Martin bot I know now. A5. I don't know what this move does, but as long as he hasn't blundered any heavy pieces, I think I'm probably okay with it. Now, a very, very powerful and unexpected idea here from MartinBot, Bishop C3. You see, Martin just played Bishop B2, so he is playing the creepy crawly gambit. He's gonna try to creepy crawl his way to the queen. That's what I think is gonna happen. All right. Now, B5. Simultaneously losing a pawn 2 different ways as Oscar, while also trash talking. He claims at this point that he was asked to host the next World Chess Championship, but he declined. He said they came to him to host the World Chess Championship. He said no. That's what Oscar said. I don't know. Martin's just talking about, enjoying time with his kids or something. He's a father, Martin. Bishop D. Okay. Bishop B2, Bishop C3, Bishop. Yeah, I'm not making this up, all right? I made these bots play against each other, all right? I sat there and I watched the whole thing. It was disgusting. So now you are going to sit there and watch the whole thing with me, and I'm watching for a second time. So it's disgusting, but you're going to watch. See, and I was like, what the heck is going on? Why is Oscar playing so well? Because he's also really annoying, okay? He talks a lot of trash. He started saying they're going to build a monument in Iceland, Bobby Fischer's grave is in Iceland. They're going to build a monument in Iceland. Now the 200 kicks in, and here Oscar plays a very powerful move, king to F6. Okay, we're not developing anything. Now, if you thought that's where that stopped, it wasn't, because his next move was h5, and then he played king g5. And by the way, if you were paying attention, Martin literally just played rook a2, rook a1. No reason, just rook a2, rook a1. Now, the people who are watching this who are like 1600, you see, there's like an age cutoff, I think, where watching this stuff just isn't that interesting anymore. I think you get a little older, you get serious, you're 35, 45, 55. Sometimes I get comments from folks that have very old YouTube accounts. Their YouTube accounts are like 16 years old. So you know they're like probably like 40 or something. And they write things like, I saw a comment recently, it was like, what happened to this channel? You know, you used to provide like, you know, high instructional content, now it's like this garbage. I mean, this is garbage, all right? But one man's trash is another man's treasure. And I think a lot of people just like need a break. You know, I think we need a break. Chess is a very serious endeavor. Sometimes you just gotta watch two gorillas punch each other in the face without paying a ticket for zoo admission. Because here in New York, that costs like $30. $30 to go to the zoo? I would rather get a smoothie delivered for $30. Another epidemic, by the way, delivery and all that stuff. King G, is it the same in other places like Europe, Asia, Africa? Like, are you guys all, like South America, you guys all paying? I don't know what delivery costs in Antarctica. I would imagine it's a lot. Bishop takes b5, queen c7. And now Martin plays king d1. You see, Martin here was going for the ancient jutsu of distant opposition. When the kings are on certain types of squares, you know, you can kind of oppose. Now, at this point, there is a way to blunder mate in one, by the way, with black. You can play a move where white can mate you in one move. It's king h4. I was shocked that that did not happen. You just walk into your own death. You can't get out, right? So king d1, that doesn't happen. Knight b4, h4 check, and now c4. And now a major moment. Will Oscar know en passant? Will Oscar know en passant? Or ne? How do you say no? It's non, not ne. What am I even saying? Bishop d7, bishop takes, queen takes, king e2. I tried to learn French. My experience learning French was sitting there going, why do they have words that are 9 letters long, but you only say 3 of the letters? It's like the French created a language that could not be decoded. It was like the French made a language so two of them could sit in a cafe and talk trash about everybody else and nobody would understand them. And that's actually not that different than real things in France. Because in France, if you ever go to Paris, you'll notice restaurants outside, people sit on the same side of the table looking onto the street. I've never seen something like this. I went to Paris. Look, we'll get back to the game. It's not that interesting. We'll get back. They sit on the same side and they look at the street. I mean, like, what? That's insane. I've never seen behavior like that. Then I went to Paris. I was like, it's kind of fun. You sit here, you go, oh my God, his shoes are so ugly. You know, it's incredible. Just the Parisians do things. Maybe it's just the Paris thing. Is it a French thing, period? You know, French people in the comments, let me know, why is your language so difficult? I mean, English is difficult too. We have 3 words that are pronounced the same and spelled differently. Rook a7. D3 check, king d1, and at this point I was like, all right, I mean, Oscar's just gonna win this game. He hasn't made a single mistake, and the thing is, Martin is programmed to lose. All right, Martin is like an AI in a movie that's just programmed to explode. Rook h2, and then something weird started happening. Oscar played knight to a2, and I was like, oh.
There's a moment when you're just a fan, and there's a moment when you're a filmmaker.
Oh, there's the 200 kicking in. Oh, okay. He is going to start losing this game. Okay. Now, Martin did not take. Come on. What do you think we're dealing with here? He didn't take the knight. He'll take the knight at some point. And now, look at this move by Oscar. Sniping the pawn on the opposite side. Beautiful move, queen b8. Amazing move. Martin, of course, does not see it. And now queen takes b3 is devastating for the white position because you have to go here, you're going to lose the knight, the pawn, and then this in the future, and you're going to lose everything. But instead of that, Oscar goes here. So he gets into b4, but he doesn't take the pawn on b3. And now, having his attention drawn to this side of the board, Martin plays rook takes knight. So he actually wins the knight. This was a very big moment in Martin's career. And now, queen c5. Now, bonus question here. How does white blunder checkmate in one? Try to solve it. This is like an anti-chess puzzle. Anti-chess puzzles are designed to still improve your board vision, but prevent blunders. White to move, blunder checkmate in one. Gotta move your f-pawn, queen g1. I guess either of these moves, right? Queen G1. So that's the way you avoid blunders, because you got to find the worst moves to just have them there in the background. Now, B4. B4 attacks the queen, but it hangs the pawn two different ways. Okay? And now, in this position, rather than taking like this or like this, Oscar plays queen takes c4, losing the queen in one move, like this. And then Oscar said, and I am not joking, after hanging his queen, Oscar said, and I quote, "Less pieces on the board might be better for you." Oscar defended his full blunder of a queen by saying, I am removing pieces from the board so that it is easier for you because you are so bad at chess. We should all aspire to have this degree of a delusional confidence. And now it's game on. Now white is winning. White is winning because material is equal. Black hasn't developed three pieces. White's rook is ready to get into the game. And also white has a passed A pawn. White has an outside pass pawn, while this king is very close to stopping that pawn. White could very easily just pick up a few pawns. So now Martin is completely winning. Now, if you know anything about Martin, he does not like to be completely winning. But here comes knight f7. Oh my goodness, knight to f7 check. King to h7, and Martin takes the rook. And at this point, Oscar said, that was a beautiful move. You must have learned it by watching me play chess. And somebody got to punch this dude in the face. Like, I'm not even, like, I have a rule, okay? I don't believe in resorting to violence. I've been in a few, like, little fight. In middle school, you get a little physical. You're 11, 12 years old, you're pushing. I've never been in a serious conflict. I'm an adult. When I'm out on the street, I don't believe in violence as an answer. I think most things can be diffused otherwise. But I firmly believe some people can improve their character, can improve as people by getting punched in the face just one time. You've probably met somebody like this, just somebody who sucks, And like one punch to the face would improve all of that, They like mess with the wrong person, boom. I'm not condoning this for legal reasons. I'm not saying you should not be that person to do the punching or get the, but like, we've all met somebody like that. We've all met somebody like that. And Oscar is one of those people. A lot of checks, knight b2. Martin is now completely winning, but now he hangs a knight. The way Martin should win this game is activate the rook, right? His rook is just stuck. So he's got to take a pawn. He's probably get down there with the rook, right? To the back rank, put pressure. Remove the knight from the defense of the bishop. Instead, he hangs this. And then here, Oscar plays this move and says, a generational chess genius like me sees 5 better moves than you could have played. Except he hung a knight in one move. Dude said, a generational chess genius like myself could have played 5 better moves, and he hung his knight. And then he hung his pawn. And so now Martin is just a full rook up. Very easy to win this game. Take, rook behind the pawn always, push the pawn. That will force Black's rook to be very passive. While Black's rook is stuck being very passive, you can start being very massive. So you will take, force the rook out, push the pawn as far as possible, get the rook out from the corner, and win. Just don't stalemate, all right? Instead of that, Martin loses the rook in one move. Because he's Martin, okay? He's used to playing with his own kids. You got to give kids a chance to win. King takes h8. And when I thought it couldn't get any worse, poor Martin broke my heart. He played the dumbest. This move. Some of these bots make blunders, but some of these, like, what is that? Why did he do that? Why did he do that? You can't let these arrogant schmucks like Oscar win, man. You can't. But you know what? I was like, Martin's gonna get stalemated. That's what he's going for. He's going for content. Martin knows. He gets it. All right. And Martin's just moving his king. And he's got 3 pawns and a knight left. And Oscar, to my shock, took the knight. And that's just make the queen here. Or move the king. Okay. Or just make the queen. D2. No. Oh. Now, at this point, Oscar played king g8, and I swear to God, Oscar said, I just texted my friend Hikaru Nakamura about that move, and he said he likes it. Okay, Let me explain something right now. You cannot text your friends, especially if they're 2800, to ask them about moves you play. You can't do that. That's cheating. Oscar is cheating. Oscar's cheating. They should just ban him. He's cheating. You can't text Hikaru and go, hey, Hikaru, what do you think about this position? Now, also, it does not take a rocket. I'm not trying to take away anything from Hikaru's intelligence or capability as a chess player. A 400 could tell you who's winning this position, and a 400 is double Oscar's rating. So, just before you get it twisted. A5. Now, I was still holding out hope. Remember, these are 200s, and these are the two worst bots in history. So, I'm still holding out hope. I think Martin's going to sneak that pawn through. And so, I was holding my breath. Oh, he got that pawn. Oh, he got both pawns. He got both pawns. Oscar completely hung both pawns. Oh, here we go. Comeback season. Comeback season. Come on, man. Martin, you breaking my heart, dude. Come on, Martin. Oh, get back there. Get back. And Oscar's not pushing his pawn.
This exceptional resort provides exclusive, tailor-made experiences that you only find there.
You see, Oscar's not pushing the pawn. Now we have a king dance. We have a king dance. No progress getting made. Oh. He's sneaking the pawn through. Rook h8. Push the pawn. Push the pawn or go for the pawns. This is not over. Push the pawn. Rook f8. Oh, he's going for the pawn. Ah, he's not going for the pawn. Go for the pawn. Oh, he's going for the pawn. Yes, he's going to stop the... No! 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 Oh, God. He was so close. Oh, my God. My friends, the square, the concept of the square. This dude is like he could just go smooch the pawn on the cheek. Oh, my God. He went the wrong way. Dude went the wrong way. And now it's over. Now you're not going to... Oh, my God. You can't even push the pawn through. You can't even push the pawn through. Martin says, maybe if I make a rook instead of a queen, he's not going to pay attention. He's right. Now I kind of wish that it was a queen, because you never know what would have happened. And now Martin says, boink, takes the rook. Takes the rook away. But unfortunately, Oscar does this. And so now the major question for me was, will Martin's pawn become a queen? In order for that to happen, Martin would have to get his king forced in here, moved, promoted, and then he might still win. And that's the most beautiful part. You have no idea what's about to happen, because these are the two stupidest bots on this website. They are capable of doing anything, all right? Meanwhile, after losing his piece, Oscar goes, one less piece for me means the checkmate is going to be that much sweeter when it comes later. Look at this. He doesn't have any technique. He doesn't have any technique, but he's sealing off the game. He's not taking the pawn. That was the most interesting thing to me, is he wasn't taking the pawn, which means there is still hope for a comeback. Queen b5. Oh, God. Oh, but he's going the wrong way. You see, he should run. He paralyzed Martin's king, but instead he's giving checks. You don't need to give checks to win a king and queen endgame. King g8. King c3. King's running. King's running. Oh, king's running. Ah! Thwarted. Thwarted. He almost got there. That was his one major comeback. Now he has to go back. Now his king is getting booted around. Now we've crossed 100 moves. We've crossed 100 moves, but no progress is getting made. Is he going to find a way to win this game or not? Queen e3. Oh, my God, he's not winning the pawn. He's not taking the pawn. King is dancing. King g1, only move. He's not going to take the pawn. All right. Oscar's going to win. King, yep. All right. Seal the deal. That's it. Well, Martin can't win the game. He no longer has a pawn, but what stalemate is going to occur? Queen g4. We're going to get a 3-move repetition. You know how many times these bozos threatened us with 3-move repetition? Queen c2, king e1, 120, g4. Where is it? Oh, he's stuck in the corner. Ah, he let him out. King g1, king f1, king g1 again. King a. It's got to be 3-move repetition. They're shuffling the pieces back and forth. Oscar doesn't know how to win a king and queen and a pawn endgame. Oh my, he's trying to lose the... Dude's trying to lose the pawn. Martin says no. 130 moves. The queen goes back to the corner. Queen to a3 check. And now Oscar plays his best move of the game, which is not saying a whole lot because he has a pawn, king, and queen. He plays here. And the reason this is the best move of the game is that Martin's only legal move is to take the pawn. And now Oscar has to demonstrate king and queen technique. And is he going to be able to do it? King h4. They gotta be shuffling the pieces. Queen f8. Okay, the king's running. King f6. 145 moves. This is going to end one in two ways. One of the most embarrassing stalemates of all time, or the most arrogant scumbag bot on this website with the lowest elo, may I add. Nobody is lower than this man. Nobody. He's 200. 250 is Martin. Thus, we're gonna give this arrogant, degenerate bot a victory over our beloved Martin. Queen to b8, king to e7, king d7, queen here, king d8. Those moves are stalemate. They're stalemate. There's only one legal move in and out. King h6, king e7. I thought the queen was going to move. The king moves again. Are they going to repeat? They're going to repeat. The king moves. Oh, king h7, king e7, only legal move. 150 moves have been played on the board. The king gets closer again. King d8. If the king gets in, it's a draw. If the king repeats the position, it's a draw. The king goes back to the corner. The king once again escapes the only legal move. King g, that's got to be a draw. How many times has the king been on g8? One, but never again. It was here, 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 and here. It's slowly going around. Oscar is definitely going to screw this up. King d8. Now the queen slides down, but the king is coming. King e8, this is stalemate. This is a stalemate right now. The king goes up. King d8. If the king goes to f8 or f7, it is a draw. King f6, the only move. King f6. And now, in this position, Oscar finally checkmated Martin. I was devastated. 158 moves. Queen to c7. I was hoping to walk the king over here and stalemate momentarily, but there is no way to stalemate in this position. Queen c8, along with queen e7, are checkmates in one. I am willing to put on a best of 10 match, Martin versus Oscar. Would you like to see Martin get his revenge? The score is 1-0, Oscar. Let me know in the comments. Check out the merch. You got 2 more days to order. You have until Monday. That's all. Get out of here.